So we're all just glued to these digital devices. And unfortunately, the devices decrease our rate of blinking. So in a normal conversation, if Heather and I were sitting at a table, having a conversation, drinking some water together, we would blink 21 times a minute. However, on the digital devices, and it does vary, but depending on which digital device and what you're doing on the device, but on a digital device, on average, you blink 7 times a minute. So that goes down to only a third.
That's insane. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us on another incredible episode of Bioenergetic Speaks. I'm Heather Gray, a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and certified bioenergetic practitioner, and today is brought to you by Nikki, Unleash the Wellness Within. It's a non-invasive, easily affordable, and highly effective approach to wellness. It's a wearable device that puts frequency better base life in your hands and on your wrist. Make sure to stick to the very end because you're not going to want to miss out on the wonderful giveaway that we have, but you're also not going to want to miss out on one word that my next guest has to say because we're going to be talking about some incredible topics. I know I've only had one other person on the show talking about vision and holistic ways around vision, so I'm so excited to get to hear what Dr. Pam has to say about all this and see where they line up and what kind of new stuff that we can bring. And I know the last episode that we had with our last client who talked about vision was a huge hit. Like everybody loved it because this is just, I mean, as a functional practitioner, it makes so much sense, but I still didn't even think about it. Like we still think that our eyes are so separate from everything else and it can't be improved, and that's so wrong. So anywho, without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Pam to the show. Yay!
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Heather. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, like how you got started in this and why vision.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm Dr. Pam Theriot. I'm an optometrist and dry eye specialist, and I have wanted to be an eye doctor since I was 12 years old. And little Pam got her first pair of glasses when she was 12, and I put them on, and I said, "Holy Shazam, those trees have leaves," and the whole world looked brighter, clearer. I could see so far away, and I thought to myself, if I could do this for other people every single day, what better way to live my career than doing this? And went to college, did all the things, got to optometry school, and now this is what I do all day long.
That's incredible. And how long have you been doing that?
For the past 25 years. This is my anniversary this year. And since
Oh.
about 2008, I began struggling with dry eye. And that's when I started myself. And that's when I started really focusing in on that one specific piece of eye care, looking at the health of our eyes, how we could treat dry eye, how I could integrate simple habits into my patient's daily life so that it was just as easy as brushing their teeth to take care of their eyes.
You said focus in. Is that a typical eye doctor joke? But so tell us a little bit about dry eyes, for those who don't, quite understand what that means. I know for a long time living in Colorado, especially there, it was pretty big issue was dry eyes, but tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So dry eye is an actual disease. It's caused by an array of things. And one you just mentioned is your environment. So living in high altitude where the air is dry can cause patients not to have enough moisture in their eyes. But a lot of the patients that I treat have systemic autoimmune diseases that cause inflammation in their bodies, and then they get dry eye as a subset of their autoimmune disease. So inflammation causes it, hormone changes, maybe medications that we're taking that decrease our tear production. There's lots of ways to get dry eye. And the biggest one these days is these silly digital devices that you and I are staring at right this minute. That really wreak havoc on the oil glands inside of our eyelids that help. They produce part of the tear film, and the digital devices cause us not to blink as much, and then the oil glands atrophy, and then we don't have enough oil in our tears, and then we feel dry.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love how you just tied that together with autoimmune and dry eye. Like, I don't think I've ever heard that correlation before. And just like in functional medicine, we say often, no matter how common a symptom may be, it's never normal, right? It's always the body's check engine light coming on saying, yo, there's something going on in here. And so, maybe you've been diagnosed with dry eye, but you haven't been diagnosed with an autoimmune yet. So maybe it's time to dig a little deeper and get honest with yourself. What other symptoms might you be having?
Right. Is there dry mouth? Is there dry nose? Are you drinking more water than you used to? Does drinking more water not help the dry eye? Because a lot of times that really can help. So if it doesn't, there may be other things going on.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Well, this is a good spot. We're gonna pause for a break. I know I sound a little funny today. I'm trying to get over a wicked cold. Not as sparkly as I normally am, but I've canceled a few times on Dr. Pam, and I just really wanted to have this episode with her today. So bear with me. But we're gonna pause real quick break. When we come back, we're gonna dive deeper into living in a screen-filled world, tips to preserve your vision. Because again, all of us, me included, especially with this work we can't get away from these screens. It's just a part of our lives these days. And so, how awesome that we're going to get tips on how to work with it instead of against it. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Nikki Wellness Technology, delivering frequency enhanced health.
It looks like a little watch, but it's actually a frequency device. It's bioenergetic, so it has this little frequency light situation that goes into your arm.
This is my Nikki. It is a bioenergetic wearable that works by emitting a specific frequency carried by a red light, as you can see on the back. It's aimed at enhancing the body's natural healing process to improve wellness and reducing stress, pain, and inflammation. And to select a frequency, you tap it to wake it up, and then you slide to the screens that list the different frequencies. I have wellness or Lyme on mine. So if we want to pick one, we just tap on it, and you'll see the circles around, and there's a play button, play areas, tap there, and you can see the colors radiating that show that it's playing. And you would also see the red light on the back. And to stop, you just tap it again, and then you can slide and select a different frequency. I'm going to play afternoon. And you just tap, and away you go for your afternoon.
So they're two different things. You have the Nikki device, and then you have the frequency sets. And so right now they have the wellness set of frequencies, and they are absolutely incredible. So I absolutely love them.
Nikki Wellness Technology, delivering frequency enhanced health. We are Nikki.com.
Fantastic. Are you as excited as I am to learn tips on how to, prevent these things? Like, that's great. So yeah, Dr. Pam, jump into that a little bit. What do you mean living in a screen-filled world and tips to preserve, I can't talk today, your vision?
Absolutely. So in January of 2025, I was invited to the TEDx stage in Vancouver, Canada, and I delivered a TEDx talk about 3 tips to preserve your vision based on us living in a screen-filled world. Like, unfortunately, we might all have our Nikki on our wrist, but in the other hand, we have our cell phone, right? And so we are staring at these devices, whether they be the computer monitor that I'm looking at right now, cell phone in my hand, just constantly. It's no longer 8 hours while we're at work. It's how we socialize, it's how we entertain ourselves, it's how we read books these days. So we're all just glued to these digital devices. And unfortunately, the devices decrease our rate of blinking. So in a normal conversation, if Heather and I were sitting at a table, having a conversation, drinking some water together, we would blink 21 times a minute. However, on the digital devices, and it does vary, but depending on which digital device and what you're doing on the device, but on a digital device, on average, you blink 7 times a minute. So that goes down to only a third.
That's insane. Well, and you also know that's a huge sign for our fight or flight. Like that's what keeps us in fight or flight is because the only time in nature when we would stare like that as if we're, trying to escape for something or trying to see something. And so that actually keeps our vagus nerve stimulated and the inflammation up. So that's fascinating.
Exactly. So with us not blinking enough, we get these dry eye symptoms. And it's not because you had a deadline yesterday and so you stayed up late and you were on your digital device more hours than you were the day before, but it's a cumulative effect of us spending 8, 10, 12 hours a day on these devices and not blinking for decades and decades and decades now that we've had these cell phones right in our hands all the time. And so we don't blink enough, then the glands inside of our lids atrophy. And as they atrophy, the oils harden in these glands. And then when we blink, we don't get the oils out of our lids and spread across the front surface of our eye to prevent our tears from dehydrating.
That's
Incredible.
absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Yeah. It's like a lot of things in our body that if we don't use it, we lose it. Dentists, holistic dentists are talking about the harms of all the smoothies and all the soft foods that we're eating and how what it's, taking a toll on our dental health because we're not chewing hard foods like we used to. So no,
Right.
another example of, getting
How
back to
modern
basics.
lives,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, are
absolutely.
changing.
That movie Wall-E is starting to become more and more, a documentary and less a children's cartoon.
Absolutely. So the benefit of me getting on the TEDx stage really was to put this message out to the world so that everyone could hear that there are simple things that we can do, some small shifts in our lifestyle habits that we could make to live within our screen-filled world without doing this kinds of damage.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we jump to those tips real quick, how long
Yeah.
have you been using your Nikki? I didn't know you were a Nikki fan.
Well, I was able to jump on board with a Black Friday special. And
Uh,
so I've had it just a month and a half now. I'm running a Vitality as we speak. So
I'm running Vitality too. Well, and the reason I've got two is because this one was a special superhuman. So I know there's a documentary out called Superhuman, and they have came up with their own. So more like mental, emotional. Like right now, I'm running Love and Gratitude.
awesome.
And yeah, so everyone's like, are you really late all the time? Like, why do you have two on? And it's no, it's because this one's for, mental, emotional, and this one's more physical. I can't wear two on the same wrist, so I just wear one on each. But no, that's excellent. I love that you have a Nikki. So yeah, so let's jump into some of the tips that you have for our listeners.
Right. So there's ways that we can support our eyes so that our eyes can support us through the day. And we can start by setting up our workspace so that we're in the best possible environment. Number one, we want to set the screen as far away as possible, especially if you've got kiddos and you notice that your kids, they want to hold the screen like super close to their face, especially when they're playing a game and they get super excited and they want to just pull it in. That is harder for your body to deal with, to focus on it the closer it gets. So pushing it as far away, if you're on a laptop like I am right now, I've got it beyond my fingertips. So we're checking our distance. So, we want to be able to focus on what we're seeing, but as further away, that's going to give us a more relaxed vision. Then we want to make sure there's no glares coming up from off the screen. So if you've got a light right behind you, maybe move it around so that you're not seeing it on your screen as a glare. You can adjust your screen itself to make sure the font is a nice block letter. You're not trying to translate some kind of cursive and getting the eye strain from that. The contrast black to white versus reading yellow letters on a blue background is much more stressful to the visual system. So black and white, white on black, is beneficial. So getting yourself set up, you also want to have your screen in a downward gaze. So when you become in your 40s, you will need a different power of glasses to see up close than you do to see across the room. And that part of the bifocal or the glasses prescription is in the bottom of the glasses. So you want to make sure that you're looking down into your screen, but also your eyelids cover more of your eye when you're in downward gaze than if you're in an upward gaze. You see more of my eye being exposed. So it's harder to blink that way.
Gotcha. That totally makes sense. So is this something that if somebody already has issues with dry eye, is it able to turn around at all? Is there hope once you have it?
Absolutely. There's a ton of treatments that you can start implementing if you have severe dry eye disease, or, if you have dry eye disease at all, you should be seeing your eye care professional. And I always like to just mention that we should see our eye care professional once a year. You go to the dentist twice a year to get those teeth cleaned that you could replace tomorrow. There's no replacement for your eyes. So please get your eyes checked once a year. Go to your local eye care professional. And if you have problems with dryness or spending tons of hours on the computer, talk about ways that you could supplement your dry eyes with artificial tears, or ways that you could set up your workstation to be more successful.
Absolutely. Ergonomics, there's so many beautiful benefits to your ergonomics properly in your workspace. So before we leave, is there any other awesome nuggets that you want to leave with our listeners?
Absolutely. So if your listeners would like to download the handout to get their workspace set up and to implement some easy lifestyle habits that they could do to take care of their eyes on a daily basis, I prepared a PDF handout that they could download, and I can speak the URL here. It's www.pamtheriot, which is my name, pamtheriot.com/TEDx. Then you can download the handout, and it has links to products that would be beneficial to use throughout the day while you're working on your computer as well.
You're such a pro at this. You jumped ahead when I was like, normally to say this is the shameless plug time of the show, which she already did it. So while you're there at the show notes checking out Dr. Pam and her freebie, make sure to go to wearenikki.com/podcast and enter in BioBeats to get 10% off. And because we really love our customers so much, the way we show appreciation is by giving away a free Nikki device and a 1-year membership to the wellness store once a month. So make sure to go to the show notes to enter. Good luck. Join us every week for Bioenergetic Speaks. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because I know you learned something new today. So let's continue to spread this message. Every ripple counts. Let's start getting healthy. Thank you for joining me, and have a healthy day.
Thank you.
What is the wellness store, you ask? Let me tell you. Imagine a single place where every Nikki Wellness program, present and future, are ready whenever you are. The Nikki Wellness Store turns that vision into reality, offering a membership that keeps you connected to the most complete library of wellness support programs we've ever created. One membership, infinite access. With a Nikki Wellness Store membership, unlimited access to the full Nikki Wellness library, automatic updates as new programs are released, the freedom to create personalized daily playlists on the Nikki Connect app, and we continually design new programs. Your membership will grow with you at no additional cost. Because wellness technology never stops improving, and neither do you. It's more than a membership. Every wellness store membership begins with the purchase of their Nikki Wellness Technology, a wearable device that delivers wellness programs wherever life takes you. Your membership includes 1 full year of unlimited access to the complete wellness library and all future program releases. After the first year, your access continues with a simple annual renewal fee, so your library and collaborations with trusted global innovators keeps growing without interruption. This isn't just an upward, it's a movement toward a future where wellness technology never stops improving, because neither do you. Join the movement. The Nikki Wellness Store isn't just a milestone, it's the future of wellness designed for freedom, value, and constant growth. New customers that join us will automatically get 1-year membership to the Nikki Wellness Store. Current customers that have already owned a Nikki, you will be grandfathered in and given a 2-year membership. And that's a thank you for walking with us for all this time.
There's a new word for wellness, Nikki. Nikki is your personal wellness companion, a sleek wearable device that lets you choose from a variety of programs to match your day. With a simple tap on the Nikki screen, you can explore wellness programs created for different moments and lifestyle. Need a lift? Select energy. Looking to unwind? Tap stress and anxiety. Want to feel more at ease? Choose pain. Heading out on a trip? Try travel to help you feel ready for new adventures. From busy mornings to quiet evenings, Nikki puts a variety of wellness experiences right at your fingertips and on your wrist. Life moves fast. Nikki moves with you. It's a portable way to bring wellness technology into your everyday routine, wherever life takes you. Your day, your choice, your wellness program. Nikki Wellness Technology. Delivering frequency-enhanced health. We are Nikki.com. The views, information, and opinions expressed in this content are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Freemedica. Freemedica Technologies, Inc. and its employees are not responsible, nor verifies accuracy any of the information contained in the following content. The primary purpose of this content is to educate and inform. This content does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services.